What's up, YouTube? It is your girl Janae, and today we are back with another video on Janae's Gab Fest. Now, full disclaimer, this video is not for children. This video is for my adults because we are talking about masturbating while manifesting. Your girl Janae is going to break down exactly how you can claim all of your desires while climaxing, okay? So this video is going to be pretty interesting. So if you are interested in finding out exactly how to claim those desires while you're climaxing, then stay tuned on this video and we'll be jumping right into it. To start this off, we are going to break down exactly what happens in our body when we are climaxing, orgasming, all of those things, okay? All the same things. We're gonna just break that down so you can kind of understand how masturbating can benefit you when it comes to manifesting those desires, all right? So before we actually climax, orgasm, reach the big O, okay, before we get there, our brain decides to shut down our lateral orbital frontal cortex, okay? That is the part of our brain which stores all of our logic, all of our decision making. This portion of the brain allows us to have no fear, no anxiety during orgasming. So that means prior to your orgasm happening, during the arousal of this orgasm, and after the fact. The lateral orbital frontal cortex is shut down, all right? We don't experience any of those feelings while we're in climax, all right? So that's the first part. During this process as well, multiple remote parts of our brain are functioning right now. We're gonna break down what those functions are and how they are benefiting us and how it all can connect to us manifesting our desires during this time, all right? At the end of the day, when it comes to manifesting, it's all about our brain and where our brain goes when we're manifesting, right? So we always talk about before you manifest, you want to start by meditating, putting your mind at peace, at ease, being still, and then being in gratitude, things like that, right? We're controlling that brain. So this is how it's going to connect with you masturbating, because during masturbation, your brain is already doing other functions to put you in a great place to be able to manifest your desires while you're masturbating, while you're having sexual intercourse with yourself, with others, whoever, however you get down. It is not my business. I don't need to know. I don't care how nobody reached their climax. I just want you to reach your climax so you can claim those desires, okay? Climax desires, okay? Claim them, got it? The multiple parts in your brain that are functioning during this orgasm are your hypothalamus, your thalamus, your general sensory cortex, your motor areas, and substantia nigra are all involved. Now, those sound like crazy words, and we're like, what the heck does that got to do with anything? But I'm going to break down the important factors that are functioning at this time, all right? So our thalamus helps integrate information about movement, touch, and sexual memories or fantasies, all right? And that includes all fantasies, not just sexual fantasies, but obviously those sexual fantasies will be more intensified because the part of the brain is being stimulated by arousal right now, okay? So it's going to be those fantasies that bring you joy, bring you fulfillment, okay? So these are the same pathways that your brain takes when you experience normal pleasures. So things that bring you satisfaction, which are drug use, alcohol consumption, eating your favorite meals, reading your favorite book, listening to your favorite music. Those things that bring your brain pure satisfaction and joy and arousal in some way. Your brain does not know the difference between sexual pleasure and pleasurable experiences, okay? So it all works the same. So think about that when it goes into manifesting your desires, okay? When we're manifesting our desires, it is a pleasurable experience. We should be in gratitude. We should be happy. We should be inviting and just accepting for everything that we want to bring into our life, right? That satisfaction that we're feeling, it automatically puts that lateral orbit frontal cortex into shutdown mode. No fear is allowed here, okay? Your decision making is not here because we're planting seeds here, okay? This is where we're starting the seeds for everything. We're starting those memories. We're creating those desires to manifest into our life, okay? Moving on back into just a breakdown of everything that's happening in our brain during this time. The thalamus helps integrate information, whereas the hypothalamus helps coordinate arousal, okay? So we have one part, which is integrating touch, movement, through sexual fantasies and desires and things like that. And then we have the hypothalamus, which is coordinating that arousal. So those two go hand in hand, right? This is also part of that function in the brain, which is being stimulated during sexual pleasures and pleasurable experiences. It's the same thing that's happening. Now we're going to go into what our brain is releasing when we're climaxing and during the process. So when I speak of when we're climaxing, that means the before, the during, and the after. All right, we're talking about that whole chain because it's a buildup, right? So during that time, our brain releases dopamine, and dopamine is responsible for the feelings of pleasure, desire, and motivation. Sounds like manifesting, right? Kind of seeing a connection? Now, dopamine can be known as the pleasuring chemical, right? We're going to change that narrative because honestly, dopamine is known as the learning chemical, all right? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why we want to call it the learning chemical is because it's helping take notice of your rewards and how you can gain more rewards, okay? So we want to think about that again. Manifesting, claiming those desires. How are we going to bring those desires into our life? So if we are claiming our desires in a mindset when our mind is already ready to take in and notice our reward and how we can get more of that reward on top of releasing the feelings of motivation, desire, and pleasure, right? All of those things are connected. So here we are releasing pleasure, releasing motivation, releasing desire, and then we have our body taking note of how we want that reward and how we can continue to gain that reward, all right? So this is what your brain is doing all the time when you're at a pleasurable experience. Your brain is going through these things. So if you know that your brain is going to be at its peak during an actual sexual experience when you're probably going to release the most sexual desires and things like that, it would be great to use that time to manifest, right? Because this is a process that we try to put our brain in by meditating, and your brain naturally goes there by masturbating. It makes it so much easier to manifest your desires. It kind of takes that step away because your brain is already doing the hard work for you. That's what makes it so cool. So I'm gonna keep going because I like this. Not only does our body release dopamine, it also releases oxytocin, which is responsible for our bonding hormone. So what bonds us from one person to another, all right? So here we have, again, all of those things I just discussed, and then we have a hormone that's releasing to bond us. So not only are you trying to find ways to bring me my reward and keep me rewarded in that reward, but you're gonna bond me to my desires, bond me to those pleasures and those satisfactions. All right, this is perfect for manifesting. This is the perfect playbook for manifesting. This is everything that's going on in your brain. No fear exists, no anxiety exists. Your body is coordinating arousal through memories and fantasies. You're releasing dopamine, which is releasing the feelings of desire, motivation, pleasure. You're also releasing oxytocin, which is releasing bonding hormones in your body to bond you to those desires. You're also, as well with your dopamine releasing, you're also releasing reward and how to continue to gain that reward. This is literally what's happening in your brain while you are masturbating, having sexual arousal, sexual pleasure, experiencing pleasurable moments in your life. This is what's going on in your brain. Let's just for a moment put our mind in this state. We have our mind no longer in fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles that we go through is doubt. Self-doubt is fear because you're scared that you're not going to be able to accomplish what you're setting your mind to. You're doubting yourself, right? That's fear talking. That's all fear. So we don't have any fear. We don't have any anxiety during this time. We're literally just in a place of releasing our desires, releasing our pleasures, releasing motivation, finding the reward, finding new ways to keep that reward. We're bonding ourselves to it. And in our mind doesn't care. That's the whole thing. Our mind doesn't care whether this is a sexual pleasure or just a pleasurable experience. Our mind doesn't know the difference. All right. So once we are done, our body is going to be releasing serotonin, which is there to release good mood, relaxations, a little drowsiness. So sometimes if you notice, like after you're done masturbating, you're a little tired, you're a little worn out, your brain has went through so much and you don't even know. Okay, so not only are you physically active, you're physically moving, so you're going to be a little tired from that, but your brain is a little wore out because it has just been releasing dopamine, oxytocin, and now it's going to be releasing serotonin once that climax has finished. It's going to be releasing good moods, relaxations, all right? And that's where you want to be when you're claiming those desires and you're thinking about all of these desires while putting your mind in this amazing space right now. So you get to have two pleasures, you know what I'm saying? You get to be pleasured by your pleasurable experience as well as manifesting all the things you want into your life. A little bit into how we're going to manifest, how to properly manifest. Manifest like you are ordering your food. When you go out to eat, you don't say, hey, I'm hungry, bring me something to eat, right? You tell them, I want this, this, and this, and this. Make sure it's cooked like this. This is how I want it. That's how you manifest, all right? Now I want a 2009 Mercedes-Benz with the drop top and 24-inch rims. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, be specific. I want a 2-bedroom apartment located in Detroit, Michigan. I want my dream home in Birmingham, Alabama, a 2-bedroom home with this, this, and this. When you're manifesting those things, you want to be specific on what you're asking for. And you also want to be specific on when you're visualizing it, okay? So what I mean is, if your dream is to have a 2009 Mercedes-Benz, do not visualize about a 2009 Chrysler. You know what I mean? Like, don't mix it up. If this is what your desire is, visualize yourself in that 2009 Mercedes-Benz. Visualize yourself driving a gray, a black, a red, whatever car you want, you visualize it. You feel yourself in it. If you need to go sit in a car at a dealership, go window shop. If that's what you want to do, go window shop. If that Mercedes-Benz is your dream car right now, go sit in that car at the dealership. Tell them, I need a moment. Let me feel what it feels like to be here so I can actually know what it feels like to claim it in my manifesting. There's no problem with that. If you want to claim a new house, if you know, hey, these apartment complexes I want to live in one day, I want to have an apartment just like this. It may not be in this area, but it's going to look just like this. Go do an apartment tour. Get a feel for what your desire feels like so you can feel yourself in it. This is what it feels like. I can visualize myself in it, okay? Again, if you're manifesting new homes, do virtual tours online, take pictures of it. Photoshop yourself in those pictures. It's not a crazy thing, it's a visual thing. To bring manifesting to real life, you have to believe one. We already talked about that. Ask, believe, receive, right? So you're asking for something, you have to believe it. And part of that believing is visualizing and really visualizing that it's yours already, because that lets the universe know that you're ready to receive it. You already have claimed it as yours. This is yours. Let me align the universe for you to receive this desire. When you're manifesting things, you want to think about them like you're ordering your food, all right? And it may take time for you to get in that feeling, but guess what? You have your whole pleasurable experience to do that. So at the very start of that pleasurable experience, start thinking. Start thinking about that desire, about that car, about that house, about that job, about that relationship. Whatever you are manifesting, start thinking about it. Start visualizing yourself. Start believing, putting yourself there. It's going to put you where you need to be to manifest that desire, okay? So I really hope this video can help you understand how masturbating, manifesting, pleasurable experiences go hand in hand. So let's put it like this. Pleasurable experience plus manifesting equals my desires, my dream, my goal, okay? So 2020 is all about getting exactly what we want. In 2020, all we do is win, no L's allowed, all right? So I feel like that is enough on that portion of this conversation. If you guys do want more topics like this, or it's a little more adult friendly, definitely leave those in the comment section below. I do plan on doing a few more videos like this. I do have some things in mind just going into this, but I definitely wanted to get this out. I feel like this is kind of a good little spicy video to be my first video of 2020. And now it's time to get into my favorite portion of the video. I'm going to stand up a little bit, and I have a hoodie that says hot pink, and on the very bottom down here it says Doja Cat. So that will let you know who this hoodie is by. This is my Doja Cat hoodie. It is from her latest album, Hot Pink. If you have not already, I don't care who you are, if you haven't already, go listen to my girl Hot Pink album. It is a banger from beginning to end. I love that album to death. Love that album to death. This is gonna be a little Doja shout out because that is my girl. I freaking love me some Doja Cat, y'all. Anybody that know me in my personal life, they know Doja is bae, and she been bae, okay? Not since y'all bandwaggers hopped on her, she's been my bae, okay? So yeah, this is my Doja Cat hot pink merch. It's basically just merch from her album. She also has some other merch online, so I'll leave her online store linked in my description box. You already know I always leave the info for y'all to purchase. She has some t-shirts. I also have a little t-shirt from her and stuff like that, which says Doja Cat, and it's super cute. So yeah, this is again my hot pink Doja hoodie. I love this hoodie. It's got Doja Cat right here. Again, I love that album. It is bomb. I need to go listen to it because Doja is a whole vibe. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.